There was a time when a young boy from Brooklyn, New York, used to stare out the window of his small apartment, watching people go by with coffee cups in their hands. He didn't have much, not money, not luxury, but he had one thing, an unshakable dream that life could be bigger than the one he was born into. That boy was Howard Schultz, the man who would one day turn a small Seattle coffee shop into a global empire, Starbucks. Howard grew up in a poor neighborhood in the Brooklyn housing projects. His father was a truck driver who struggled to make ends meet. When Howard was just 7, his father broke his ankle and lost his job. There were no benefits, no savings, no security. Howard saw firsthand what it meant to have dreams crushed by circumstance. He remembers that day vividly. The pain in his father's eyes, the helplessness of his mother trying to hold the family together. That moment became a silent promise in his heart that someday he would build something better, something that gave people hope, security, and dignity. As a teenager, Howard used sports as his escape. He was tall, athletic, and determined. Basketball earned him a scholarship to Northern Michigan University, the only way he could afford to go to college. He didn't have fancy clothes or connections. He worked as a bartender and sold blood to buy books. But through all those struggles, one thing never changed: his hunger to succeed. After college, Howard started working for Xerox, one of the most respected companies in America at that time. It was his first real corporate job, and he learned the discipline of business, how to sell, how to connect with people, how to understand their needs. But deep down, something was missing. He didn't want to just sell machines. He wanted to sell something that made people feel connected, something that mattered. Then one day, while working for a kitchen equipment company, Howard noticed that one of his clients in Seattle, a small coffee shop named Starbucks, was buying an unusually large number of coffee makers. Curious, he decided to visit them, and that visit changed his life forever. When he walked into that small store, the rich aroma of freshly roasted coffee filled the air. He could feel something different, a passion, a craft, a soul behind every cup. The owners were obsessed with coffee quality, importing the best beans, roasting them to perfection, but they weren't thinking big. To them, Starbucks was just a store. But to Howard, it was the beginning of a revolution. He couldn't stop thinking about it. A few months later, he joined Starbucks as Director of Retail Operations and Marketing. Then came the turning point: a trip to Italy. In Milan, Howard discovered something magical: Italian coffee culture. He saw people gathering at espresso bars every morning, sharing stories, laughter, and energy. Coffee wasn't just a drink. It was an experience, a daily ritual that connected people. He thought, what if I could bring this culture to America? What if coffee could be more than a beverage? What if it could become a moment of connection, a lifestyle? He returned home, bursting with ideas. He pitched the concept to Starbucks founders, an Italian-style cafe where people could sit, talk, and enjoy coffee together. But they said no. They believed Starbucks should remain focused on selling coffee beans and equipment, not running cafes. Howard was heartbroken, but not defeated. So he made the boldest move of his life. He quit Starbucks and started his own coffee shop in 1985, Il Giornale. He poured everything into it, his savings, his energy, his dreams. He even convinced investors to believe in his vision when many laughed at the idea of Americans sitting in coffee shops for hours. But slowly, the idea caught fire. Il Giornale became a hit. People loved the atmosphere, the feeling of belonging. Coffee wasn't just coffee anymore. It was community. Then fate stepped in again. The original Starbucks owners decided to sell their business. Howard saw the opportunity, and he took it. In 1987, he bought Starbucks for $3.8 million, combining it with his own company and bringing his vision full circle. From that moment on, Starbucks became more than just a cafe. It became a symbol of modern culture, a place between home and work, where anyone could belong. Howard's dream of connection came alive in every corner of the world. He focused not just on profits, but on people, offering health insurance to part-time workers, giving free college tuition programs, and treating employees not as workers but as partners. But success never comes without challenges. In 2008, during the global financial crisis, Starbucks began to crumble. Stores were closing, sales were dropping, and critics said the brand had lost its soul. Howard had stepped down as CEO years earlier, but he knew he had to return. He came back with one mission: to rebuild what Starbucks stood for. He closed hundreds of stores, retrained thousands of baristas, and reignited the company's purpose: to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one cup at a time. And it worked. Starbucks not only recovered, but became stronger than ever. Today, Starbucks has over 38,000 stores in more than 80 countries. Its green siren logo is recognized everywhere, from New York to Tokyo, from Paris to Karachi. Howard Schultz, the boy who once grew up in a broken home, became one of the most respected leaders in global business. His net worth climbed into the billions, but he never forgot his roots. He often says, "Success is best when it's shared." And that's what Starbucks represents: a shared experience, a shared dream. Howard's journey reminds us that greatness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from the courage to dream differently, to stand up when others doubt you, and to believe that your story can inspire the world. So the next time you hold a cup of coffee in your hand, think about this: it's not just coffee. It's a symbol of one man's journey from nothing to everything. From a poor neighborhood in Brooklyn to building one of the most iconic brands in history. From hardship and pain to hope and humanity. Because no matter where you come from, your dreams are valid, your vision matters, and your struggles can become your greatest strength. Howard Schultz didn't just build a company. He built a movement. And that's how a boy with nothing turned a simple cup of coffee into a global symbol of success.